Today I have a very good friend of mine, a very special guest with us from Russia. He is working for a company in UK, now having two, three destinations that he will tell about himself. But what I learned together with him in 3 days is about the feeding practices, the silage practices. He represents a company which works for the silage making, the products available for silage, good silage. So we are lucky to have Artum all the way from Russia here in our studio today. Welcome to our podcast in Pakistan Dairy Association. Thank you so much for coming. Please tell us something about yourself.
Right. Thank you for greetings, dear prescribers and listener of this podcast. My name is Artem Lamanov. I'm a PhD in agriculture, originally from Russia, and at the moment working for British company Silostop Agri. The company is specialized and actually pioneer in oxygen barrier technology of making silage, and actually not just a silage, the all kind of fermented forage, including beet pulp, haylage, corn silage, the all substrates which can be fermented and stored for a long time. This is briefly about myself and the company, and carry on.
Yeah,
And I know you have many questions.
for sure, for sure. Being with you for the last 3 days, it was really my learning curve really increased. Tell me about your observation regarding the silage itself, starting from there. Also, other some practices which you have witnessed where we need to improve, our dairy farmers need to improve.
Well, so there's quite a lot to say.
Sure.
Uh, During the last more than decade, I've been working for Silostop. I've been visiting many countries. I've seen, the many types of animal husbandry and forage making. So I have kind of experience and statistic. What can I say about Pakistan? The main pattern of the farming here is small farms where the people have, sometimes from few animals to a couple of hundred animals, and there's some problem with technical equipment and the whole strategy of the feeding. So the main pattern of feeding is to cut every day, the some portion of the green forage, the chop it and give it to animals. If we're talking about, the whole year period, the quality of this green forage won't be the same all the time. So sometimes they have, the good stage of the vegetation of the plants. Sometimes it will be depend on the
The whole life.
stage of the vegetation. So the forage is not consistent.
Sure.
So it's changing. Using the silage or the fermented and stored forage, it allowed you first of all the harvested plants in the right phase when the nutritional properties is the highest, and then the storage this in the control environment, so to have kind of sustainable and uniformed forage for the whole season. But unfortunately, the people here, they don't understand importance of the forage quality. And I visited about, let's say 10 different producers. The first silage I've seen only before yesterday.
Yeah.
So this is number one. We saw few producers, commercial producers of silage in the bales, and my question was, does the end customers realize importance of the quality of the silage, and if it affect the price of the silage? So answer was no, because the most criteria is spoiled, not spoiled, how it smell. This is it.
Yeah, exactly.
No other parameters is important. No energy, no starch content, no ash content, and all other parameters which is important for us and for most of the people who use this model of feeding. They're just unknown here. And I think this is a big problem. And this is gap which need to be filled. So I think mainly started from the education of the farmers. So they need to understand this link between quality of the forage and the milk outcome, the yield.
I can imagine your level of knowledge about the silage. I do trust you. And tell us, as for our listeners and farmers, what are the three, four, five, or whatever basic tests or basic requirements or the things which are there to be in the silage before purchasing, and it should be analyzed, keeping in view the technology available here, the requirement of the animals here. Most important basic things they should look for in the silage before purchasing it, for example.
I would say this is kind of technical part,
Yeah,
because the most important that the farmers first they must to be, I don't know, explained, and they need to understand there is a good quality forage. It is 70% of success in production and the quality of the milk, which is not actually taken into consideration now. And this is not a system of control of the milk quality on a state's level, as I understand. So until they won't understand it, the quality of silage won't be important for them. So, and as we know, the 70% of expenses in the milk production, this is the forage. It is not concentrated. There is a natural forage, and this is what nature gives us almost for free: the photosynthesis and production of the organic mass. This is the biggest the part of expenses in milk and dairy product or beef production. So, if we're talking about photosynthesis, the first of all, we're talking about energy, which is contained in the plant and in the forage itself. And this is the main source of organic matter, which transform later from the plant organic matter to animal organic matter. So this is energy to the, all metabolical processes.
okay.
Anabolism, so building the body. Catabolism, use this for living processes. So this is important. So this is the first parameter we need to be checked. Also, I noticed that the people here talking and pay big attention to the protein content.
Exactly.
And for example, when I see analysis of the corn silage, in a few rare cases when I saw the silage at all, they only check in two parameters in the corn silage, dry matter and the protein content, which is nonsense because this is not what we expect from the corn silage as a protein. So the starch mainly and energy, that is what we're looking for in the corn silage. Protein sources, this different type. So if it's alpha-alpha, for example, which is I haven't seen here, not baled, no stored in the bunkers or clumps. So
It is not very common. The most common
yes.
is the maize.
So if you're talking about natural sources of protein, it can be anything else but not a corn silage.
Perfect.
So different concentrates which you compensate the protein, but it's costly, it's expensive. So there is another thing you need to consider. What is a natural source of protein? It can be. Another important parameter is ash content.
Okay.
And nature of fractions, which show you how deteriorate the protein in the forage. But I think for this situation, it's too premature to talk about this stuff. Ash content show the hygienic situation, how clean it was, how much soil gets into the forage during the forage silage making. But unfortunately, hygienic, sanitary, biosecurity, this is the level at the moment is very low.
Okay.
And this is what you really need to work